Welcome back to Data Cloud Now's coverage of Snowflake Summit in Las Vegas, the world's largest data and AI conference. As you can see, I'm on the show floor where I am delighted to be joined by Barzan Malzafari, founder and CEO of Keebo. Barzan, it's great to have you on the program. How does it feel down here?
Thanks so much. It's great to be with you.
You know, Barzan, you call Keebo the first data learning solution. Can you kindly give a quick overview to the audience watching here today?
No, absolutely. Look, Keebo is the data team's best friend, and data teams could use a friend these days, don't you think? They constantly have to onboard more applications and more users, and keep up with ever-changing workloads, and also need to save money, save costs, right? But the only way to do this is to constantly optimize millions and millions of queries and constantly optimize your warehouses, and no one's got time to do that, right? So that's where Keebo comes into the picture. We're the only and the first fully automated data learning platform, and we're able to auto-optimize customers' queries and warehouses in real time 24/7. And that's exactly why our customers have been able to save tons and tons of money on their cloud warehousing bill, with their performance, and on top of that, give back a lot of time to their data teams.
You know, Barzan, I love getting the opportunity to spend time with founders. I have to ask, why did you decide to found Keebo, and what has the journey been like for you?
Thanks a lot for the question. Look, Keebo in Japanese means hope. We really wanted to help data teams. Like before starting Keebo, I spent more than a decade and a half of my career at top universities doing research at the intersection of AI and database systems. So for me, it was, I had a lot of first-hand experience seeing how data teams are constantly overwhelmed with having to manually build, maintain, and optimize complex data pipelines, right? So we wanted to help those data teams by automating a lot of those tedious tasks and really just enable them to achieve a lot more with fewer resources.
You know, Barzan, we're very much in the heart of Snowflake Summit right now on the Expo Hall. From your perspective, what are you hearing and what excites you most for the future of data collaboration?
Absolutely. We're hearing a lot of great stories about how businesses have been able to derive a lot more value out of their own data with Snowflake, and that's why now everyone's trying to do even more with their Snowflake. But in some ways, I would say data teams have been victims of their own success in a sense that now their teams are staying the same size, but now they're expected to do a lot more projects and do so with even less budget, right? Especially in this climate and economy. And as impossible as it might sound, that's exactly what our customers have been able to do by combining Keebo and Snowflake.
You know, Barzan, I want to stay with current day, top of mind, Gen AI, LLMs. From your perspective as a founder and CEO, what role do you see this having in the industry now, but also into the future?
That's an excellent question. Look, we've built a fully automated data learning platform, and we hold patents in this space. So yes, we believe in power of AI, and we're very optimistic. But when it comes to LLMs or generative AI in general, I think there are two things that are really exciting here, right? The first thing is obviously the breakthroughs that we're seeing, and being able to automate a lot of open-ended tasks and answer open-ended questions. But then the second aspect of it, which I would argue is equally exciting, is this, public awareness of the real power of AI, because now people are finally seeing it in action, right? I mean, that's exactly the reason why when we started Keebo, people's immediate reaction a few years ago was like, oh, that sounds too good to be true. So we decided to actually give customers a free trial, like a free 2-week trial.
Catch up with it.
Absolutely, just give them a free trial. Say, hey, you know what? You don't have to take our word for it. And within 24 hours, customers see, their bill drop overnight and without them lifting a finger, right? So, and that's been really powerful, like to see it now. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of business leaders are now receptive. They're looking for ways to actually incorporate AI and helping their data teams and drive value for their customers. But I would say, no, it's not about, AI, the generative AI is not about replacing humans. Things like Keebo or generative AI are about freeing up humans from tedious tasks so they can actually focus more on delivering more value to their customers.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. But before we go, do you mind walking me through for a quick demo?
Totally, actually, if you guys have a minute, I would love to walk you guys through a live demo.
So come
my
on
colleague
in.
Carl, you want to show the live demo so they can see it?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Ryan.
Welcome.
So here's some example of an AI that you can actually use today to save money on Snowflake and to give some time back to your data teams. This is an instance of Keebo. It's actually a real customer instance. This is not a demo system. And this shows you what all these optimizations do for this customer. So right here, this chart is showing this particular customer that we have saved them in the first quarter of the year almost 24% on their Snowflake credit usage, which is direct savings that goes back to them that they can reinvest any way they like. So here, if I look at this week, this dark blue bar represents how many credits they actually used. The top of this bar shows how many credits they would have used if Keebo's AI wasn't in place doing optimizations. And so that is the savings that they've done. They've managed to get these savings even though their query workload has gone up. How we do this is by fully automating warehouse optimizations in Snowflake all day long. Our mascot is a robot dog.
I love it.
Because
I was going to ask you about it. So
because we want to help the data team out. We're friendly to the data team, helping them out by working 24/7, 365. We do on average over 17,000 Snowflake optimizations a day on behalf of our customers. So we can go in to this optimizations tab here, and we can actually see what optimizations we have done for this customer. So if I look at the last week for this warehouse, you can see we've done 288 optimizations on this warehouse, and they can actually see what they are, when they happened, and the results of them. So that translates into real savings for Snowflake customers, which I think is the best use of AI that you can do right now. And if I switch over to the control part of it, the customer can actually determine how aggressive they want the robot dog to be in saving them money, or if they want the robot dog to be really conservative and not slow anything down in pursuit of savings. And we only require access to usage metadata. So we're not looking at any user metadata for this. So it's very easy, very secure to get started, and customers stay in control all the way. So Ryan, that's what I would say is the basis of what we do here at Keebo.
I really appreciate the time. I'm excited to see what's next. Thank you so much for joining me on Data Cloud Now.
Pleasure.
And for the audience watching, we'll see you soon.